Decision paralysis is an adaptation to collective trauma. Should I stay? Should I go? Should I eat? Should I not? Should I exercise? Should I not? When our bodies cannot make the simplest of decisions because we go into a freeze or panic response that's really, really intense, it points to collective trauma. Before I go into it, let me introduce myself. My name is Judy Hume. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, 20 years, trauma therapist turned boundary coach, because I got sick of trying to teach people how to cope with the system and instead am liberating them by healing their psychological and emotional boundaries. We're processing this in my weekly cycle breaker groups right now, that the intensity in which it's freezing or bringing panic into the body connects to collective trauma or ancestral trauma. So some of the folks in my group are connected to indigenous roots. And so when there's decision paralysis, we've been able to track it back down to, if I make the wrong decision, my people will die. You might think that the decision paralysis right now is if my kids are going to have a nutritious meal that they'll eat and not complain about. But if it's so intense that you're raging at the table or completely shut down and can't figure out what to cook, it's bigger than you. We're seeing places that are being punished for the actions and decisions of a few. So collectively, our body knows what it feels like around a retaliation if we make the wrong quote-unquote choice. We have other folks in the group that are connected to Indian ancestry. And so what we know about partition, due to British colonialism, deciding whether or not to take on the ruling class's cultural expectations and norms in order to survive versus fighting back and getting murdered. Those are the life and death decisions that your body is remembering from past generations. It feels like it's present moment because you're not contextualizing it. When you contextualize your collective trauma, it dissipates. This intensity dissipates. Let me tell you how to do this. So if you have something that really triggers you, like food, notice where it is in your body when you get triggered, okay? And then follow that felt sense for an emotion and an intensity. The higher the intensity, the further back you want to look. If it feels like life or death, you want to go back and look at something like genocidal level of intensity. So for instance, I pack food every time I travel. And when I mean I pack food, I mean I pack suitcases of food. And if I don't pack suitcases of food, I feel like someone's going to starve. So I floated that back, and it goes back to the famine that happened during the Cultural Revolution, where millions and millions of people died. So when I'm able to land that charge and give context to the intensity that I feel in my body, it starts to dissipate. The nervous system regulates, it calms down. When there's a resonance of like, oh, that's what's happening, and I orient myself to the place around me, that I'm not in the middle of famine right now, it drains out of my body, and I bring in the awareness of the present moment and something that resources me. The visualization that I always use with me and my groups and my clients that I see privately is the sun. When you root to the land, like visualizing roots growing from the base of your body into the earth, you feel grounded. When you resource your physical body with sunlight, you feel resourced. Those are both free resources. The more you get back into your body and remind yourself that you're a human being and not a human doing, you'll feel less frenetic.